No, but I think since I was very little, I've always been very like I've always been like performing or putting on a show, like for my family or for friends, or always going up being like, I'm a magician and doing something, you know. I always like loved performing, I guess. Yeah, my name is Carl-Johan Paulson. I am 24. I am from a town in Denmark called Rietveld. It's like an hour away from Copenhagen. It's not the country, but it's not a big city. I've always been very, I would say, like very creative. Doing a lot of creative things. As a kid, my parents wanted us to do like a sport and a musical thing, which was a huge privilege to have parents that would like support you to do that. And I didn't want to do sport because not this queer ass running around after a ball or something. So I was doing ballet for like 5 years or something, and that was really nice. Before that, I did like gymnastics and, you know, a bit of street dance, a bit of blah blah blah, because I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do. But then I found ballet and I was like mesmerized because I watched, you know, some of the Barbie movies where they dance ballet, and that was so beautiful, and I thought I want to be that.
Der er mange andre børn, de driller mig med det og sådan noget, fordi de siger, at det er kun piger, der kan og sådan noget.
Det holder jo ikke.
Nej, så ignorerer jeg dem bare.
I spun this wool for a project last year on the spin wheel and carded it and washed it and everything. Now I'm wearing this outfit for a performance in the textile class. In the weaving class I have where we are making collective performance. This is obviously not how I would normally do my makeup, but I just want to do a very quick feeling of a character. I guess I'm also starting to see drag more as character development and different characters that I can use in different contexts, less than, I guess in the past, before I came to Amsterdam, I thought about drag more as looking like a woman, being super feminine, being super... And for this performance, I'm gonna be spinning yarn and playing some music and singing a song about my name. I'm just gonna rehearse that now, because that's a good moment too.
Maybe we can ask Rune.
About the I wasn't on the mailing list, so I'm very unsure what she meant. Oh yeah, I was not on the mailing list, so I didn't get the email.
No, it's a perfect camera. Ollie, you did this so fast.
Where's the computer? How will I make sure that? Yeah, you have to
My name is Karl. And so what's my dad's? My name also has another meaning. It's hiding in the forest. Go to the forest and smell. Take it all in. You know when you found me. I smell of stew. You can take a bite of me. Or don't. Then I'll just get bigger. And bigger and bigger and bigger. And I'll take over the world and I'll eat you when you die. I'll eat you, I'll eat all of you when you go back into the soil. And your blood.
Helping in pretending. Helping in killing. Today is a day of pretend.
Drinks? I really like to look at fashion and beautiful outfits and stuff when they are like sexy, because I think I like to make things for myself and for others that make me and others feel hot. I think sexuality is a big part of my art practice and my drag and the way I see clothes, but I don't care about, you know, labels or brands or fashion or anything like that. I think it's really boring and I don't remember anything. When people ask me or like mention a designer or something, I'm always like, I have no clue what they're talking about. I don't know the difference between Versace and Gucci. I mean, I don't know. I don't care. But I think, of course, it becomes an aspect of my things because it's still, you know, you can't really avoid fashion, but yeah. Okay, feel the clothes and see what you like. I'll get some water. The like textures and colors and the way I like intuitively can put them together, and I'm inspired by a lot of different things. So in a way, I'm also maybe doing fashion, but it's not something that I'm consciously seeking or trying to achieve. I'm just really interested in the knowledge and in the skill making or learning, and then that produces some objects that I can wear once in a while or like use for performance and use for drag. So it's a bit of a mix of textile processes and ceramics, and just to create like this kind of very sensuous installation.
Okay, cool.
And I will invite people to touch everything.
So
and
also us.
And also you. And the thing is, I'm gonna electrocute you a little bit.
No.
But you're not gonna feel. You're not gonna feel anything. So you'll just have your hand laying there, and then there's like this cable going into the water, so you're kind of connected.
So we have to electrify ourselves then?
Yeah. But it's two different electricity.
I love how you change the words just to make it more dramatic.
I'm just trying to understand.
Well, so what I'm trying to say is that the audience and you are connected to two different channels or whatever. And then when the audience touches you, the systems are connected and then music comes. So they can play music on you. So you're actually instruments. Maybe not this one. But now we just use with that. Okay. You wanna try?
Yeah. Oh, it's magic.
Does it hurt?
No.
Oh, I feel it a bit.
No, come on.
Yes, I did.
No, you don't.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh.
This is fun though. Okay, I can do this.
Yeah?
We're quite a lot of time.
But I'm really into the idea of performance is not that we are performing, but that we are doing an action. Because we're not doing theater and we're not doing, let's say, musical or something. We're not playing a character. We're just being ourselves in a space, doing things together. And yeah, we are silent most of the time, but that's mainly because we want to get into the state of focus and calmness.
Welcome to the team. We just fix the sound and then we start to get press. Jump in down here.
One is brought into the light when right, and equally kept in the dark if lost. Who decided of the realms, over which light and darkness rule? Outcasts find their light in the dark, where the spotlight's impression can't reach. They search for the abyss. Taken a few centuries ago.
I have a lot of leopard things, but I don't really think these are for this one. I also like, but maybe not for this performance.
That's really saucy.
But it's kind of sexy.
Oh my god, that's dead sexy.
And I have all of these
Good
fabrics actually that I thought I could sew something with.
Wow, this one's good.
This is so ugly.
Maybe you can like leave it as like a shrug, like Aretha Franklin when she like shrugs it off.
Ooh, I like this actually.
I love her. And I love that they're like quite separated too.
Yeah. I actually think these tights are like the birth of Cleopatra because I was playing in the, in my last school we did like a Halloween night.
Yeah.
And I was the tiger and my friend was Joey Exotic. And then we
Oh my god, suicidal thoughts.
It's over.
Leave.
No, but then I was the tiger and I never performed like sexy or in drag or anything before. Or like not really.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was just like feeling it so much in these tights. I was like, running and saying like and like fighting off like Joe Exotic with like this big gun. Like, it was so
That's actually, I think that's when Cleopatra was kind of like born a little bit, or like she got a little taste. Because I bought the leopard tights that I still use and some other things, and I made my face like a leopard, no, tiger. And then with 3 friends we performed to Joey Exotic, I saw Tiger, and they were
So good.
2 of my friends were dressed up as Joey Exotic and Carol Baskin, and then me and another friend were dressed up as the tigers. And then on stage I just like went for it. I was like crawling like a sexy tiger, like really like grinding and like being super femme and sexy, and I never did that on stage before, and people were like, "Who are you?" But for me it was so natural, and I was like, wait a minute, this is so much fun. So from that point I kind of developed more and bought more clothes with like animal print and became more interested in this character.
I don't know about the glasses though, but there are questions that can be answered later.
When I was young, I was extremely insecure about everything on my body, and I felt like, wrong. Like all teenagers, I guess, like go through that phase of like, I have too big of a nose, my hips are too fat. All of these thoughts, and like, I want a plastic surgery myself, and now I still deal with insecurities, obviously, but I think it's becoming less and less, and I think I'm kind of feeling empowered through being naked. I think that's a big part of I think sex and sexuality is a big part of the queer scene and the drag scene here also with the House of Hopeless. Like, there are performers who literally just like are naked on stage because they have like a desire to show themselves and be like a sex international slave, or they have a feeling of, I want to do burlesque, like I want to dress down for everyone. And like the performers, the drag queens in House of Hopeless, all work with an element of nudity, and often it's not very sexual, it's more like showing genitals on stage, like this kind of provoking a little bit, which I also find very interesting. Like, maybe not provoking even, but just being like, this is how our body looks, I'm performing, you are looking at me, I might as well show you my asshole. Like, I don't care, like it's just a part of me. Like, it doesn't have to be private or secret or hold back, because who decides, like, who decided that we had to like hide our bodies under all these clothes? So I think it's kind of intertwined, like my drag and my clothing and stuff, that it has to communicate like a kind of authenticity and show off some skin. About my family, like, so I think it's also been always very natural for me to perform, both because like my parents have encouraged me and like supported me when I was performing at home, or like wanting to go to ballet, or doing these different things. Or like my father would always record me and my sister as kids, like follow us around when we did like magical things, being like turning things into gold like in our heads. So like we have a lot of cute footage of us as kids, which we always like looked back on and I was like, wow, my parents really just like supported and were curious about who we were, and that's just very, very sweet. Well, I think I've always felt like encouraged to explore like different ways of performing a gender, I guess, like without my parents knowing or thinking about it. They just like, you do you, kind of, right? So I definitely had a moment when I was like, I don't know, 17, where I was like, am I a trans woman? Because I was so confused, because I saw myself being super interested in like this very feminine things, I guess, or like what all my friends, like girls, were interested in. And I wanted to wear makeup and express all these things, and I was like, well, maybe my life would be easier if I was a girl or something, and I was like, am I actually? But it's more that I realized I don't have body dysmorphia, or like I'm very comfortable in the body that I have and the sexuality that I have. So it's not about that, it's more about the way I wanted to express to the world. I think that's just a good example of saying that sexuality and gender identity are two very different things. And I think that's a big part of queerness, like always questioning, and I think I still am questioning like both gender and sexuality for myself, but I'm also kind of comfortable with the boxes, being like, I'm queer. Like before I would be like, I'm a gay man and that's it, and I'm just my own version of a man. And now I'm like, I'm queer, like I'm gender fluid, and I'm into men and non-binary people. But it's like, it's also hard to explain. I guess it's about like who you meet and the connections, but yeah. And I think that's what the community essentially is about, and the house is about. And I think that's why labels kind of works, because you can say, this is what people understand, this is what we are, this is what I am, I'm queer. People were like, okay, that means something like this, and then from there you can talk. Yeah. I definitely felt like it was important for me to figure out what is a performance, because there's theater and there's dance and there's drag and there's all these things that is definitely performing for somebody. But I think performance art should be, for me, it should be that I'm not performing but that I'm being authentic. So that I'm not going on stage being like, now I am Cleopatra, the drag queen, but that I'm just me doing something, doing an act without, playing or without like pretending, but actually just being.